Kemi lives in a small house, in a neighborhood where everyone knows everyone. Her kitchen, the one with the old oven that sometimes groans like an old man, that's her happy place. Kemi absolutely loves to bake. Not for money, just for her family and the kids next door. Her cakes, her bread, her small, sweet treats, they just make everyone smile. Kemi, though, she's a bit quiet, a bit shy about showing off her skills to too many people. That's just her normal.
But deep down, Kemi carried this quiet need. She'd look at her perfectly baked cakes and think, what if more people could taste this? What if my baking could be bigger? It wasn't about being famous. No, it was about something deeper. You see, Kemi's family was struggling. Her mom had lost her small market stall and money was really tight. Every day, Kemi saw the worried lines on her mother's face, the way her father worked extra shifts, always tired. Kemi wished she could help, really help, beyond just making them smile with cake. She saw her baking not just as a hobby, but as a hidden possibility, a way out of their hardship. But the thought of trying to sell her cakes, of putting herself out there and maybe failing, that fear was a heavy stone in her stomach. It felt like if she failed, she'd just add to her family's burdens. The stakes were very high, tied to her family's well-being.
Then, one sunny afternoon, her best friend, Bola, burst into the kitchen all excited. Bola, who never stops talking and always pushes Kemi to do more, waved a flyer. "Kemi, look at this!" she practically shouted. It was for the annual community baking competition at the big new fair, and the prize? A brand new industrial-sized oven and enough money to start a small business. Bola looked at Kemi, her eyes shining. "Kemi, this is it! This is for your family! This is your chance to really help them!" Kemi felt a jolt. Fear and a huge surge of hope slammed into her at the same time. Her hands started shaking just thinking about it. This wasn't just about baking anymore. It was about her family's future. It was terrifying, but the thought of helping her family was stronger than her fear. She had to go. So Kemi started preparing. She spent hours in her small kitchen. The old oven groaned louder, sometimes burning her test batches. Recipes that worked before suddenly failed. She wasted expensive ingredients, flour, sugar, butter, and each mistake felt like a punch to her stomach, knowing how much her family needed that money. Doubt crept in, whispering in her ear, "You're not good enough. You'll just make things worse." Her mother would sometimes peek in, her face tired but hopeful, which only made Kemi feel more pressure. The stress was huge. She couldn't sleep properly. Replaying recipes in her head, staying up late baking, then throwing burnt cakes away. Every single practice felt like a gamble. She was desperately searching for that perfect recipe, that perfect cake, that would not only win, but would also lift her family up.
The day of the competition arrived. Kemi walked into the community hall, carrying her precious cake in a worn box. Her hands were sweaty. The hall was huge, filled with the smell of sugar and spices and so many other bakers. Some looked very professional with fancy equipment. Kemi felt small. She put her cake on the table, took a deep breath, trying to steady her shaking hands. The judges walked around, tasting each cake. Kemi watched them, her heart beating like a drum. Then they announced the winners. And then it happened. The announcer called her name, Kemi Okafor, for most outstanding flavor and texture. She didn't win first place, but she won a special prize, the brand new industrial oven and a substantial cash prize for a business startup. A huge wave of relief washed over her, so strong it made her knees weak. She felt like crying, laughing all at once. She had done it. She had found not just a prize, but a way to help her family.
But then, the reality of the take part began. People rushed to her, wanting to buy cakes. The news spread fast. Suddenly, Kimi's phone wouldn't stop ringing. Everyone wanted her cakes, for birthdays, for weddings, for everything. The industrial oven was amazing, but her small kitchen wasn't big enough for all the orders. She had to hire Bola to help. The money was coming in, finally. But she was working harder than ever before, waking up before dawn, baking late into the night. Her body ached, her head pounded, and she sometimes felt overwhelmed by the sheer amount of work. This wasn't just baking for fun anymore. It was a real business, with real demands and real stress. The success came at a price. Her time, her energy, and the quiet peace she used to have in her kitchen.
Kimi returned home after the first few weeks of her booming business. Her house wasn't just a home anymore. It was a small, busy bakery. Her mother was smiling more now, the worry lines softer. Her father looked less tired. Kimi had helped them, but she was exhausted. Yet when she looked at her hands, still dusted with flour, she felt a deep sense of pride. She had stepped out of her comfort zone, faced her fears, and transformed her hobby into something life-changing. She had truly returned to her life, but she was a new, stronger Kimi, the Kimi that everyone would love to meet.
And now, her life has a new change. Kemi's small baking business is growing. She might even be looking for a bigger space soon. She still bakes with the same love, the same care, but now she shares that love with many, many more people, helping her family along the way. Her life isn't quiet in the same way, but it's full of purpose, full of the sweet smell of success that came from taking a huge risk. She learned that courage isn't the absence of fear, but pushing through it for something bigger than yourself. She also learned that true success means a lot of hard work, but the reward of helping those you love makes every struggle worth it.
Subscribe to the channel for more valuable content. This will encourage me to do more. Thank you for watching.